Hi everyone. So let's see the introduction to generative AI and LLMs. Okay, before going into in-depth introduction about generative AI and LLMs, let's see the architecture of AI. Okay, if you see the architecture or hierarchy of AI, first layer what we see is artificial intelligence. In that we have one subset called ML, machine learning. I hope you know about machine learning as well as artificial intelligence, right? Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. If we talk about deep learning, again it will be inside the machine learning we have another one subset called deep learning, right? Inside the deep learning we have generative AI, or we call as gen AI. Okay, so inside the generative AI, gen AI, we have LLM. LLM stands for large language model. Let's understand what basically generative AI and LLM means. Generative AI is also known as gen AI, right? Gen AI is nothing but generative AI only, right? As I said you earlier, it's a type of AI that generates the new content. So what is the content? The content, either it might be images, either it might be text, voice, or either it might be code. So we have already used this images, right? Ghibli images. We usually used to provide images as a prompt, right? So basically what our chat GPT does, it will basically convert, right, into Ghibli images. We have shown these examples, like voice has been mimicking with any kind of actors, so easily we can do with the help of generative AI. Also for AI code generation, so if you provide any title and its requirement, our model basically generates the new code. So this can be easily happen with the help of generative AI only. So what is the difference between generative AI and normal machine learning and deep learning? We know machine learning and deep learning has been trained with certain specific amount of data set, right? That's the model we called as pre-trained model. Whatever the input we provide, whatever it has been learned so far, based on the learning, it will provide the respective output, right? It won't generate a new thing. Okay, basically A and ML won't generate the data, but generative AI basically generates the new content of data. That content of data, either it might be voice, text, code, or either it might be image, right? Now let's see the real world applications of generative AI. So first thing is text. So already we have used lot of models, right? Like ChatGPT, we have used Microsoft Copilot, then we have used DeepSeek. What it does, if you want to generate any kind of email, either it might be question and answering, right? If you want, if for a respective question, if you want respective answers, right? We basically used to write in the prompt. Huh? Whatever the prompt we used to write, based on the prompt, it will provide the question as well as it provide the respective explanation with answer, right? Next we have images. So there are a lot of tools, okay, kind of Delhi, Mid Journey. So these tools basically what it does, it provides kind of images based on the given prompt. It basically provides the images, right? If you want to compose a complete song with the help of jukebox by AI, or there are a lot of tools, okay, with the help of that you can create a lot of songs, either it might be classical or hip hop beats, whatever it might be, okay, different styles of songs and beats you can generate with the help of Gen AI tools. Next, code. We already said you, right? If you want to generate any new code, or we don't want to write it from the scratch, right? If you want to create any project, if you provide a title as well as description, it basically generate a complete code, right? Next, education. For example, if you have an assignment, you want to write it, if you want to write a reports, you want to write a presentations, we can easily do with the help of Gen AI tools, right? Next, for business domain, if you want to get any kind of strategies or tips to pitch your business, right? So we can easily get those strategies with the help of generative AI. And then chatbots, email replies. We have a lot of customers, can't manually individually ping them one by one, right? So with the help of generative AI, for chunk of customers, we can easily do with the help of generative AI. Okay, next let's see where the generative AI is applicable in entertainment. If you talk about entertainment, either it might be gaming sector or either it might be video sector, right? So gaming sector, let's take the example of PUBG. So there is a guy who have a proper surrounding, 3D surrounding, right? Augmented reality, where we can use in the health sector. We have saw, right, lot of hospitals are there which basically tend to use generative MRI scanning, right, X-ray scannings. So for deep analysis, we can, with the help of generative AIs and LLMs, we can easily get the deep root causes, right? Next we have content generation and management. Text to videos, we have need to provide a text, guy walking beside the seashore. for given text, it creates the video respective scenario. We have a lot of tools, right? Lumen 5 and we have 11 labs, right? These are all the tools. With the help of tools we can create text to videos. So a lot of domains are there, like for example design and visual content. Then we have social media management, email marketing, so personalization and recommendation. So then we have chatbot and customer support. These are a lot of sectors where basically GenAI is applicable. Okay, more detailedly we can do some lot of implementation, then you will get to know more in-depth detail about the respective domains. Okay, let's see the benefit of generative AI. If you talk about the benefit, as I said you earlier, so to write a code from the scratch, if you want to build a product, if you are working in a startup, you want to build a product, right? If you want to write it from the scratch, it will take a lot of time. Boost creativity and productivity. If you have one particular topic, you want to do brainstorming, okay, you just come to the GPT and you will ask for respective task and problem statement. It will provide the creative answers, it will provide the creative solutions, right? So it basically boosts our creativity as well as productivity. Okay, so it will generate more than our expectation. So it handles the repetitive tasks, it enhances the user experience, exploration and detailing. These things we already saw, right? If you are searching some content, it will provide some more detailing, right? It will ask if you want to explore more, just write yes. So if you provide yes, it will provide the more information in the form of detailed way. So those things are the benefits of our generative AI. If you have benefits, at the end corner we need to have the demerit also, right? Now let's see what are the challenges and risks we have in generative. So first thing is misinformation. We know, right, whatever our generative AI, we have respective models. That models has been trained with lot of trillion or billion amount of textual data or internet data or we human interactions data, right? So might be that data is wrong. There are a lot of articles basically generates the fake news. So that data also it has been trained. So for our given input, if it says the fake false information, so that is not proper, right? That is nothing but a risk. At the same time, it will become a challenging for the developer, right, to overcome that kind of a problem. Next we saw the deep fake, right? So nowadays lot of videos getting viral, it's basically misused, right? XYZ videos face has been replaced with XYZ faces. Next, privacy concerns. For example, we have sensitive information, we have images, right? As I said, we want, everybody wants ghibli images. They used to upload their own images into the GPT. So that images may be used in the false manner. Some hackers XYZ comes and he might misuse that images or misuse your personal details or sensitive details. Either it might be passport or either it might be your bank details or your personal home details. So it basically tends to misuse those information, so that it comes under the privacy concerns. Next, job displacement. Nowadays because of this AI, you might thought it basically replacing jobs, but it is false. Okay, I have one particular code for it, you will get to know in some further slide. Now let's see the future of generative AI. So smarter, more human-like interaction. You can provide the multiple language to it. Either it might be Hindi, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, English. Whatever the input we provide, right, it will provide the respective output. LLM model is there, right? LLM stands for large language model. It has the capability to understand the human languages. Based on the languages, it will provide the respective output. Next, we have integration into daily tools. If you want to do any day-to-day task with the help of Google extension or any kind of tools, it has been very helpful, right? Democratization of creativity. Assume that you want to create a product. For that product, assume that there is no kind of chat GPT or no kind of generative AI has been exist. So to develop those things, we used to take pen and paper, right, in order to brainstorm, think the creativity and put on our ideas, right? But because of this generative AI, our creativity has been destroyed, our productivity and the kind of brainstorming we used to have, right, it has been destroyed. To make our easy life, so we come to ChatGPT and ask, provide some good ideas for this respective topic, right? It will provide tons of topics and tons of strategies and ideas, right? It basically destroys our creativity. Fine. So let's see what are the industrial area where the generative AI has been used. We already discussed, right? Education sector, entertainment, medical image generation, text generation, app development, content generation, and customer support. So these are all the domain sectors where basically this generative AI has been applicable. Let's see what's meant by LLM. LLM basically stands for large language model. It's basically a model which understands the human language. We know that LLM is a model which has been trained with the trillion or billion amount of data. So the data might be from internet, comments we used to provide on the social media, or the data might be by doing web scraping. It basically collects the data, but with the data the model gets trained. Whatever the information we used to have, easily it can say, right, because it has trained with trillions amount of data. This is where the LLMs comes into picture. Okay, LLM basically deals with textual data, but generative AI, it deals with both textual as well as visual data, right? Let's understand this one, understanding LLM and generative AI. As I said you, LLMs only works with textual data. Textual data means what? If you provide a text as a prompt, right? I'm taking the GPT as common example, so I hope everybody have used this tool so that I can able to understand you properly, right? So we basically used to write text, right? So you might say, okay, we used to provide the image also. Of course, it comes under the generative AI, okay, our chat GPT. But I am talking particularly on LLM. LLM basically deals only with textual data, okay? Whatever the text you provide, it will search and provide the respective result. Okay, but generative AI deals with both textual as well as visual data. Visual data means what? Images, videos, either it might be audios. If you provide any audio, it will provide the respective result. If you provide any videos, it will provide the description of that video, text summarization, topic modeling, basically we call it, right? Image generation. If you want to create any new images, we can easily do. Okay, so this is what the difference. Okay, LLMs use it for textual generation and generative AI are used for both textual as well as visual data generation. So if you see the common similarities, both are under the AI, ML and deep learning umbrella. Both generates the new data, of course we know. Okay, both uses deep learning. Both are areas are ongoing research. Still it's in the research phase. Okay, still lot of things are there to be explored. Both can utilize transformers. Okay, we know already deep learning, right? Deep learning we have RNN, we have lot of variations, right? LSTM, long short-term memory, by LSTM, transformer, T5, right? So what this transformer are? This transformer are nothing but LLM. Okay, so which deals with textual data. We have lot of transformers like bird, hugging face. We can discuss one by one and we can create a lot of interesting projects coming classes. I will add all those things in the same playlist. Okay, so there's one beautiful quote I have came across. We have this myth, right, which AI basically replaces our job. AI won't replaces humans, but humans using AI will replaces those who don't. That means, like, so for example, you might thought, right, AI will replaces the jobs, but actual case is the one who is not using AI, that guy will definitely get replaces. So next, let's see my final thought on generative AI. So generative AI is a powerful tool. It's up to us how we basically use it. Either we are using in the positive manner or either we are using in the negative manner. It's all up to us, right? So we need to take benefit out of it, right? Of course, it's make our lot of tasks easier. But don't think basically AI will replace us our job. The guy who won't learn AI, definitely he will get replaces. Okay, this is what our basic thought we need to have at the end of this introduction. Let's use it responsibly, creatively, and wisely. Fine. I hope you have understand the complete introduction about generative and LLM and what's the basic difference between the generative and LLM. Thank you.